We wish to thank you for coming to this briefing by government to address the unauthorized landing of a private plane at the Waterkloof Airforce Base. Government has investigated this security breach. Government is gravely concerned at this violation of security protocols and a total disregard of established practice for clearing the landing of aircraft in a military facility that is of strategic importance to our country. Our particular concern is that this aircraft was carrying international passengers who do not fit the category of government officials or VIPs on official duty. We have appointed a team of Directors General to investigate all the circumstances surrounding this incident. This team is expected to report within 7 working days. Several government departments are involved in this matter, and the following preliminary findings and actions are now being presented to the public. Our government has no record of a note verbal from the Indian High Commission notifying the Department of International Relations and Cooperation of a visiting delegation requiring diplomatic assistance and aircraft clearance and landing rights. The Defense Attaché of the Indian High Commission sent a request of aircraft clearance directly to the Air Force Command Unit within the South African National Defence Force. This was on the 4th of April 2013. The Air Force consulted with the Office of State Protocol at DIRCO and facilitated the clearance of the aircraft without informing the Chief of the South African National Defence Force. The officials who were involved in coordinating the landing of this aircraft without the requisite executive authority have since been put on compulsory/special leave at the Department of International Relations and Cooperation, at the South African National Defence Force, and at the South African Police Services. The affected officials are Chief of State Protocol, Ambassador B. Kolwane, Officer Commanding Air Force Command Post, Brigadier General L. Lombard, Officer Commanding Air Force Base, Brigadier General T.S. Madubane, Movement Control Officer, Lieutenant Colonel C. Anderson, Major General Gela of South African Police Service Operational Response Services, Gauteng Province. In addition to the compulsory/special leave, the JCPS ministers have directed that plans be put in place to ensure that all exit procedures are adhered to. To this end, a team has been established to coordinate the management of the departure of these visitors through the OR Tambo International Airport. Yesterday, the Minister of Police instructed the National Police Commissioner to investigate whether any transgressions occurred through providing unauthorized support to these visitors from Waterkloof Airforce Base to Sun City. The Minister has provided the following preliminary findings. The Indian delegation convoy, which comprised of black BMWs fitted with emergency lights, were not South African Police Service vehicles. These vehicles were identified as hired from S&M Transportation in Pretoria. A criminal case has been registered against the owner for illegally using the emergency lights and fitting false registration plates. This investigation is continuing. It has also been established that some members of the contracted security company are members of both the South African Police Service and the Tshwane Metro Police. 2 Metro Police officers and 1 police reservist were arrested yesterday. The involvement of a marked SAP vehicle is still under investigation. We can also confirm that the Department of Home Affairs immigration officers processed all passengers who landed at Waterkloof Airforce Base and in full compliance with immigration laws. Upon departure, we shall ensure the passengers comply with customs and immigration requirements. South African Revenue Service SARS customs officials went to process these visitors at Sun City yesterday and provided the required customs declaration forms. This is to ensure compliance with customs regulations. The South African Civil Aviation Authority, the SACAA, will impose penalty on the operator of Airbus 330 for violation of civil aviation regulations. The Airbus 330, belonging to Jet Airways, which was carrying passengers from India to South Africa and is now repositioned at OR Tambo International Airport, has been found to be without a foreign operator permit, the FOP. The decision by the authority follows the removal of this aircraft from the Waterkloof Airforce Base as ordered by government. The implications of this decision by the government are that the aircraft is now in a civilian airspace and will be subjected to the provisions of the Civil Aviation Authority legislation and the International Air Services Act. Our government would like to assure all South Africans and the public at large that no stone will be left unturned to ensure that we get to the bottom of this matter and hold all those responsible for bringing our country into disrepute, whoever they are, whatever positions they hold. We want to assure again the South African public that we'll do all in our power to strengthen security protocols and to ensure adherence to them. Thank you.
News that moves. ENCA.com.